everyone, welcome back to What's Sewing On. I am nervous for today's project. What's new? I've been pushing this project off for a while. I have no idea why. Well, I know why, but the fabric I'm going to be using is a vintage bed sheet. I actually got it a couple months ago. I showed it in my spring fabric haul. It was $2.99. It's floral. It kind of reminds me of wallpaper. You might remember it. This next one, I feel like I love it so much because it kind of reminds me of wallpaper.
The snozberries taste like snozberries.
It's just so cute. So I went a little crazy and I actually researched Burlington House. This is the tag from the bed sheet. It is 81 by 104. It's a full-size bed sheet. It's actually in amazing condition. Like if you look at this tag, it looks brand new. The sheet looks brand new. I'm pretty sure it was never used before because I've washed a sheet a couple times and the tag does not look that nice. So the bed sheet, I don't know what year it's from. I have an estimate. I ended up sleuthing hard on the internet and I actually found a picture of this bed sheet and they said that they think it's around 1950 to 1960. So I dug a little deeper because why not? And apparently Burlington House changed from blue to red in the 70s. So this one is blue. So this one obviously could be anywhere from the 1930s when the company was made all the way up to the 70s. I'm just gonna go, benefit of the doubt is probably from the 1960s, which is super cool. But I absolutely love it. And I've had this vision in my head for what dress I wanted to make with it. As I was trying to wait for the perfect pattern to come along. And it did. So I found this pattern from McCall's. It's McCall's 3528 from 1955. I absolutely love it. I love the V-neck, the short sleeves, the poofiness of the skirt. It's just such a beautiful pattern and I'm so excited to use it. I got it for $3, so it was a really great deal. The pattern is already cut up, so I don't have to do anything with that. It is a couple inches too small, so I will have to add a little bit, but I'm not worried. I've done that before. And because there are stripes into the bed sheet, I'm thinking I'm going to do some pattern matching to make a V in the front and a V in the back with the stripes. I'm a little nervous to do it, but the only way to practice is to try it. And I know, I should be making a mock-up to try this, but I'm just gonna go for it and use the bed sheet. So since the pattern's already all cut up and my sheet is ready to go, I'm just gonna go and play around with the pattern placement and get cutting. A lot of cutting. See, that wasn't as easy as I thought. Are you ready to call it a night? Who's this? Who is this puppy? What happened to you? Look at his little tail. Look at that tail. Did we bring the wrong dog home? Did you lose a bet? Did you lose a fight with a lawnmower? Look at these nice ears. You don't have to sit. How am I supposed to talk to the camera if you're sitting in front of me? So I thought last night I was going to call it a night, but I didn't. I got like a second wind and decided to just keep sewing. Well, I finished the bodice and some of the skirt. So for the top, there are 6 darts. So there's 2 in the front on each side dart and the middle. And then there is 1 long one in the back. I'm really excited about the pattern matching. I think that's kind of what gave me my second wind as soon as I put it together and I saw that it actually worked and it looks nice and it's equal. I just kind of wanted to keep going. I tried to match the sides. It didn't work at all. Something that I'm going to have to work on, but I was also really worried that I wasn't going to have enough material for the length of the skirt. So I didn't want to play around with it too much because again, I only have this one bed sheet. It's only a full. So I really wanted to make sure that I had enough for all the pieces before I really cared that much about the sides. And again, I know it's going to bug me a bit, but I'm hoping that as long as the front and the back look is nice, maybe the sides won't bug me as much. So yes, they definitely don't match, especially the one without the, this is freaking light. Yeah, it's off, but I'll just make sure I keep my arms down all the time.
Well, you might want to think about maybe moving your arms a little when you walk.
That was it for the shirt, and then I've just left one side open. I hate doing, I've said it before, I hate doing a dress with a side zipper. It's just, there's not enough room, there's not enough space. It's just annoying. So I was going to do it down the back, but then because of the funky collar and everything, I wasn't sure how that was going to go. So then I was just like, I'm just gonna stick with the pattern and do it that way. So I have that to do today, which, yay. Maybe I can show you. BRB. I know I folded them up so Farley wouldn't step on them, but where did I put them after I did that? Nobody knows. The pattern's actually really interesting because the lining is already built into it, which I've never seen that on a pattern before, so it was pretty cool. I was a little nervous at first about it, but it was actually super easy. Basically, once I had the darts in, I just brought it to the serger and I serged all along the top shoulder and the lining. And then you basically just clipped right into these two sides, and then it just folds over like this. Why aren't all patterns like that? There is a fly circling and it's making me lose my mind. Oh my God, I actually hit it. Sorry. I usually catch them and bring them outside, so. It's back. So it's pretty cool and it worked. And the pattern called for seam binding or using bias. I just used my serger. It was so much easier. And it does look really like finished inside. It looks fine. So no one's gonna see the inside of my dress. Well, you guys will. And then yeah, you just fold it over. I'm going to tack it down on the both shoulder seams and the front and the back, which will keep it held down. And then there's no outside stitching, which I actually really like. So that was intimidating at first, but I'm super happy that that was a part of the pattern. New skill unlocked. Next, I put all of the skirt panels together. I did have to make the pattern a bit bigger, and so mad at myself, but I did it again. I just cut out the pieces from the pattern and I forgot that I had left room on either side to leave more. What is wrong with me? I didn't want to use pins because, to be honest, I didn't even really want to use the pattern. I didn't want to use pins because I don't want to rip or, you know, this is a really nice pattern. And I should have probably just traced it all, but it was all already cut out. And I knew I was going to be using my rotary cutter, so I wasn't really worried about damaging the pattern anymore. They also like went really hard with chalk, whoever used this last. Is that a thing? Is there chalk on the other side? Oh my gosh. That's genius. It's like using, what's that paper called? The transfer paper. Holy, oh my gosh, that would be so much easier. You just draw chalk on one side of it, then you put it down on the fabric, draw on chalk on it again on the other side, and it will transfer the chalk lines on there. Whoa, another skill unlocked. Oh my gosh, I feel like I just need to sit with that for a minute. Okay, that's actually a genius hack. Well, that's pretty cool. I don't even remember where I was. Oh yeah, I didn't end up adding any fabric onto the skirt, which is really annoying. It's not much that I needed to add. So basically I stopped sewing after putting everything together because I went ahead and I serged all of the edges once I finished sewing it down. And I tried to pattern match as much as possible, but again, I know that there's going to be pleats and gathers in it. So I really only focused on what the front one was going to be. The other ones I didn't really care as much. So the front doesn't look, it's freaking light. The front doesn't look too bad. I really tried to sew them both down the center of one of the bars. So I think it's pretty even. It's good enough. But of course, I'm still kind of kicking myself that I didn't just cut it on the fold. I don't know. Again, I think it has to do with pleating and probably the gathers, so that's why they didn't do it that way. I'm really hoping that the center seam line doesn't bug me like my last white dress, but it already is, so I know it is. But anyways, as I was doing that, I was on the very last panel and I realized to move this again. You can see this is the wrong side and this is the right side. So this is actually brighter than this side. I don't really focus on color, so I didn't notice it, and I was probably just tired too. So one of the panels I sewed on and serged completely backwards. So I had to rip out all of those seams, flip it around, and then redo that panel. Not the biggest deal in the world, at least it's just a straight shot seam, but it was still annoying. So that's whenever I called it a night. Because I didn't add in that extra fabric that I really wanted to, I decided I'm going to kind of switch up the pleats. When I was looking at the pattern, where the pattern calls for the pleats, a lot of the times it lands on the white bar. So it's basically bringing the two white bars together, which I think that's going to make it very white and not as vibrant in the front. And I'm really worried about it just looking off because of that. So I think I'm not going to follow the pleating of the skirt pattern. And I think I'm going to try to pattern match. And basically what I'm going to do is take 3 bars and then do what I did with the front and match up the 2 outside bars down the middle and then sew that line. So then it's more of like these kind of match together and then another one comes through underneath just to give it a little bit more color around the waist. And then you have to gather it. And I actually found a really cool way to gather it, which I've never hand gathered anything before. I usually just use my machine, but I can't remember where I saw it. It might have just been Pinterest, but I never had thought about it before. So when you hand gather, basically you just take the thread that you're gonna use, you measure it out, say your waist is 28, you measure it out to 28, tie a knot in the end, and then you gather the whole skirt. And then once you get to the other end, that's as big as you need to keep the skirt. So then you just kind of fan it out that way to make it even, and then you sew it down. You know that's the size you have to do it, and that's just like, again, skill unlocked. I think that's what I'm going to start with. I kind of want to get the pleats out of the way. I still have the sleeve to do as well, so I'm hoping it'll be okay. So I have all the pleats in. It was exactly even, like exactly even. I don't know, it kind of weirds me out. I was expecting at least like 1 odd bar to be extra. It's not. It's like scarily perfect.
I did it till the day that I became a married man. But since that day, by golly, folks, I cannot understand. How did Georgie do it? Why doesn't some man get up and explain? Why doesn't he clear up? My poor model brain, why doesn't history tell us the mystery? Why doesn't somebody do it? I'd like to think the tales about him were true, but if he was a married man, I leave it to you. Say, how could Washington be a married man and never, never tell a lie? Around to all the dances in town, most every night or so. Little Pearl was his girl and she could always be found wherever Johnny used to go.
All right, so it's put together. The zipper's in. I did not film that part because zippers are hard enough. The zipper's okay. I really need to get better. I feel like I need to take like a class or something because It looks fine.
I'm fine. I'm pretty fine.
It's just not perfect. Like the middle seam where the waist is just a little bit off. I played around with it and then I just kind of was like, this is the nicest one I did, so I just left it as is. I need to give it another press, but for the most part, I'm okay with it. I know it can be better, but oh well. So the sleeves are on, everything is good. I have to tack down the facing. I have to trim a lot of threads that are just everywhere. I have to take out the basting stitch that's along the waist. So last step, I'm just going to do the hem. It's a bit longer than I wanted. I think I'm just going to just fold it up and then just do a stitch all around. Do I want to go and get my dress form? Will that be easier?
On the floor she'd stay, dancing night and day, just to keep them all away. Dancing around, they'd be dancing around. Oh, how he'd hold her, head on his shoulder, and oh, how he'd tease them. He'd just with his knees, he'd draw her to a corner, and he'd feel a little squeeze while they were dancing around, all around, all around. They were the talk of the town.
Out really cute. I'm actually really happy with the way the dress turned out. It's super cute, but before I get into it, I just want to address two things. Why my hair is differently from this reveal and my other reveal, and also the upload date, because I might have been late, I don't know. But they kind of relate together. So what happened was my dress was done on time. Everything was going perfectly according to plan. I went to my location where I was doing my reveal shots. I had put my hair up in foam rollers, my normal wet set, and they didn't dry. I am 100% sure that it's because of the humidity. I did my normal damp wet set. I didn't overfill the roller. I left it on for over 16 hours. Honestly, I just don't know. It was so frustrating. So I had to just wash my hair and blow dry it straight, and I just kind of did the reveal, and I was so angry because it just threw off my whole schedule. And then I didn't have enough time to recurl my hair for Monday, so basically Monday night I did another wet set with my own tears. So today is Tuesday, my normal time that I release my videos, which means if you're watching this on Tuesday, I got it done in time. If it's Wednesday, I apologize, but I can't change the weather. Even this wet set, it's okay, but it's not my normal. You can see it's kind of fading down here already. It's just so humid. I don't know. It's the best I could do. So But back to the dress, I think it's adorable. I love the fullness of the skirt. I love the pleating. I think the pattern matching turned out really well. I'm happy that I did what I did with the pleats so that there was more pink. And while I say pink, it's not pink. Apparently it's orange. I literally painted my nails pink to match it. I had pink shoes to match it. I had a pink belt to match it. And then I'm told it's literally tangerine. And even when I showed this fabric in my fabric haul, I love the colors, the pinks, the little flowers. I said pink and nobody corrected me. So here I am thinking it's a pink dress. It's orange, some type of orange, whatever. There are a few issues. Number one, I am going to be ripping out the zipper 100%. I am not happy with this zipper at all, but it had to just go in just so I can wear the dress. So I'm gonna try to do that. The other thing is the darts. I had to take them out a bit because I think they were too long. And then whenever I redid them, I tried to make them the curve. And now that I'm like looking at the pattern again, they're very pointed, just like the ones I have. So I'm pretty sure they're probably wearing some type of bullet bra, which could be why this is the style. But I'm still not really happy with it, so I'm going to try to play around with just the bust a little bit with the darts. I think I can get it better looking. It's not the worst right now, but I think I can fix it a little bit. One thing that I do notice, and maybe I'm just used to bigger sleeves, or maybe I'm just not used to 1955 dresses. I've never worn one before. I've never made one before. So I'm not sure what the arms are supposed to be like. And it's not that they're too tight. I have a lot of room. They're fine. They just hit in an odd area that I'm not used to. And again, maybe it's because I'm used to puffier sleeves. Maybe I'm not used to, you know, this type. Or maybe they are a little bit too small. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just a little bitch and I'm complaining too much. I don't know. I can just feel them. It's not like it's uncomfortable. It's just there. But yeah, I'm happy with the sleeves. I think they look super cute. I really like the length of them. It's not something I normally wear, but with this dress, it's really nice. I also love that I can wear my petticoat with it. It gives it such a nice little poof, and the twirl is just so cute. Like I'm just really happy with this. I'm glad I found this pattern. I'm glad that I picked this sheet with it. The one thing I am going to add is I'm going to make a belt. I do have a strip of fabric that's long enough to make a bow. I was going to be using that pink belt that I had, but since I found out this was tangerine, that didn't match. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, and I hope you subscribe. I will see everybody on Tuesday for my next video. You didn't even let me put your hair in ponytails this time. Oh my goodness. Help if I could speak. Longest drink ever. Just a little ugh. Do you have to be right there? Go. Ugh. This is all gonna be gone. I'm gonna miss it. Did you just toot? No fur there to muffle the sound anymore. Don't be embarrassed. You're fine. No one heard. I'll cut it out of the video. No, I won't. New puppy, who dis? You're so funny. Oh, you want me to keep going? Okay. You're so cute. You're such a handsome boy. You're the most handsome boy ever. Shh, my mom's texting me. As always. Guess he doesn't want to hear me talk. Also, why did I take a baby cup? Like, what is this? Oh, he's a big fluffy dog. It's by, oh. I don't know. Do you think it's good enough?